Hello, today I'd like to show you how to set up and use your ceiling fan cleaning module. The way this would work is the first thing you'd want to do from your dashboard or really anywhere in the app is to click on settings and head on over to your services area. Now when you get to services, you'll see that there's either in your active or inactive modules. In my case it's active already. You can see your ceiling fan cleaning module, and if you want to flip it from active to inactive, you just click on the plus, or you can click on edit, or you can just click directly on the name and it'll take you to this area where you'll begin editing the module. Now to edit the module, you'll see that there's a 4-step process. You'll also see that there's a little link here that will take you to the page where you can watch this video or even just read the different descriptions down below the video on how to control this module. Now the first step, part of step 1, is naming and describing the module. But in the second area, you'll see that you have the ability to either choose a package item, so you could set up packages to where you add a basic and maybe turn on a deluxe version of different values that you would use, different value propositions. For example, maybe basic is just taking the dust off of the fan, maybe deluxe is washing it with soap and water. So that would be an example of how you would do that. In our case, we're going to use it as an individual item, which means that there will not be a good, better, and best version. It will just offer an individual price for ceiling fan dusting and cleaning. Also, if you want to set your hourly rate, you can just simply click here and put an hourly rate that your workers would use. And that way, in step 3, when you set your pricing, you could actually set your pricing by time, or how long it would take you to fulfill different aspects of the job. Now I'm not going to use that today, but if you want to, you can simply click there and use that. And we'll go to the next step. So in step 2, this is where you will collect all the information that you need to about the fan. Now you can see in this case, I have the word label here, and I don't want that there, so I'm going to click on edit. And you'll see that I can edit this, and I can delete the word label. And you can see that I can't edit that until I click on the pencil, and then I can delete that. Now, if I wanted to add a different type of a fan, or if I wanted to edit the pictures, you can choose from the different images that we provide for you. And this will also be applicable here, is that you could edit the fan, and you could say, put an image with it and say, here's where we would take care of your fans. Now let me show you where all that goes. If I was to go into the smart form and click on ceiling fan cleaning, I'm just going to skip down here. You can see that here's the image we just put in for the header bar. Here's the title, and if we'd put a description, that text would have been there. You can see ceiling fans with lights, ceiling fans with blades only. And if we wanted to create other options, all we'd have to do is simply add a condition and set it to be able to edit it. And maybe we'll call this ceiling fans with, I'll capitalize it, with, what could we say there? 6 or more blades. Okay, now in this case we need to go ahead and pick an image just so it looks uniform. But you can see here I don't have an image with 6 or more blades, so I could just pick that and let the label do the talking. In fact, I could also put a description here that says, this is not normal, but we need to know if any of your fans are like this. Alright, so by doing that, when I go back to the smart form and I refresh, and I click on ceiling fan cleaning and open it up, you'll see that now there's 3 options. This one has a descriptor next to it, and there they all are for me to choose from and to put my quantities. So as a person giving the bid, I could say, things like this. Now, when I go back into the pricing area, you'll see I'm done with step 2, which is basically just fine-tuning your questions. And now I can go to step 3, and this is where I'll set my pricing. And in this case, because I only have one package, just an individual price, I'm charging $20 per ceiling fan with lights and $15 for ceiling fans with blades only. And maybe a fan that has 6 or more blades, maybe those need to be bid in person. So I could set that to be bid in person. That means that anytime someone tells me they have a fan like that, I'll have to manually put an override in before they could see a price for their packages, or for their, in this case, not a package, but for the final proposal price. Step 4 is where you can say if you want your area minimum, house size minimum, trip charge, or dollar amount, or quantity minimums to apply. So in the case of this, your form builder allows you in your house size area to set minimum pricing based on house size. It allows you in your service areas to set minimum pricing for the area that it's in, and it also allows you to put a trip charge for a particular city. So once you've set up everything for your cities and you've taken care of putting all of your cities in there, these are the minimums that we are referring to in step 4. So do you want the fan, if I get a price, to be able to be overridden by the area minimum? Well, in this case, I would actually say no, because this is probably an add-on service to something that you're already doing. So hopefully you've got your area minimum, house size, and trip charges all being taken care of on something else. So you might go into your disclaimer and say, these prices are only valid for as an add-on service to one of our other main services. So there you kind of covered yourself, because that leads me to this part, the disclaimers. This is what will show with any proposal that's given to a customer, and this will show to any proposal that's flagged by having a bid in person item. Now you also have volume discounts, so this is where you could set it up to say that if they have, you could turn on a discount for just total. Just say if there is a total of more than 4 fans, then we're going to give a 10% discount. Okay, and you could also do that individually for each fan type, add discounts, and you can add as many as you want. So you could do anything over 6 fans, anything over 7 fans. All right, so now that we've got this all set up, oh, quantity minimum, sorry, one more thing. In this case, we're saying that you have to have at least 1 ceiling fan to move on. So if I tried to leave these all at 0, and I click continue, you can see that I have to have at least 1 of these, right? And that's what this thing is here. But you could also set it up so that you have to have a quantity greater than a certain amount, and you can set it so that it will or will not prompt the customer. So in this case, I got prompted up above, but you could also set it so it won't prompt the customer. So you could say, if there are 3 ceiling fans, there must be 3, but I'm not going to prompt the customer. That means that if a customer tells me they only have 1, we're still going to count it as 3. So that's how that would work. Now I've already run a test, so I'm going to take you over to the dashboard, and I'm going to show you this customer here. I just ran a test for ceiling fan cleaning. Now I'm going to go ahead and run this bid again. I just clicked save, and you can see that because I messed with the pricing, I got a discount. So I had 4 or more fans, so there's $15 that got knocked off, and you can see that I got 6 times $20 and 2 times $15. And if there were other discounts that might apply, those would also show there. But if I put 1 of these fans in, we already know what's going to happen. It's going to trigger it to be bid in person. So if we look over here at the last recalculation, you'll see that for the proposal, you'll see that there is no proposal for this customer. It just shows that disclaimer right here. It's showing my bid in person disclaimer. Oh, we don't have any fans. So all we'll do is go back over to the customer profile, provide our override. Let's say they have 1 of those fans. We bid it in person. We determine that that particular fan is going to be a $30 fan. I'm going to save that. You can see we got our green override. I click save, and now our pricing comes through, and we can see that the bid in person override took place. And we can also see, when we look at it, how much we charged for that factor. So that's how all of our prices came in. And now when we look at the proposal, here it is, ceiling fan dusting and cleaning. Here is the disclaimer. You can see it was closed by default. Let's go ahead and not have that closed by default, so that if I refresh this page, can see there it is, and here are our details, open by default. So that's how to use the ceiling fan module. I hope that helps, and all I can do is wish you a happy responsibility, and if you ever have any questions, never hesitate to let us know.